what's happening? It's Rusaku Gaming, your semi-daily car game host. Today we're talking about Gran Turismo Sport and the controller or steering wheel option. In this episode I'm covering up my opinion about Gran Turismo Sport's controller and steering wheel feeling. But before we get started, press the subscribe button if you are into racing games topics, because that's my channel all about. The controller feeling of Gran Turismo Sport is pretty good. The game itself is not a real simulator like it said. It says it's a real driving simulator, so it's a driving simcade. Something like arcade and simulator between in somewhere there. So the controller feeling is made, of course, mandatory. The game is released in PlayStation 4 and 90% of PlayStation 4 gamers are using only Gamepad. The steering wheels are getting more and more usual, but still most of the players are using only Gamepad. So Gran Turismo Sport is very good with Gamepad, but it needs your attention. It's not easy. You can actually put all those helpers on, you have auto brake, auto turn, the car drives itself if you want so, but if you turn them off, the game changes very radically and it's more like simulator-ish. It's not a simulator game like Project Cars 2 or Assetto Corsa or Air Factor 2 or iRacing or any of those actual simulator games. So this is more like a Forza Motorsport or traditional Gran Turismo. So it's very easy to use with controller, but of course you need to practice that to be good. But then with wheel, is it good with wheel? I say absolutely yes. The force feedback is very brilliant. The car feels quite realistic. It's not the best simulator experience you can have, but it feels good. It feels very drivable and it's fantastic to drive with steering wheels and using even the H-stick layout. But it's more like a simcade. It's fun to drive, but it's not perfect simulator, of course not. How does the controller and the steering wheel are comparing to each other? Well, in my opinion, I would definitely prefer steering wheel. It's fun to play with controller, but in beta section I was making that decision, shall I play the game through with Gamepad or steering wheel, and my desire was to play it through with Gamepad because I'm a lazy guy. I don't want to drag my steering wheel from another room to my PlayStation 4 room and then start to play Gran Turismo, and of course it's more physical to drive with steering wheel. I love it, but in PlayStation 4 games I prefer more controller. So I thought that was my mandatory thing. I want to go and play with my Gamepad and enjoy the arcade-ish feeling like in Need for Speeds or Dirt 4's gamer option or even WRC7's gamer option. I love it. I love the controller playing. But then I made multiple tests and I know this Gran Turismo Sport is definitely a steering wheel game. I can't play it with controller. It's not nearly as fun than it's with wheel. So it seems so that Gran Turismo Sport is actually made to wheels. My decision was I need to play the game with steering wheel, and I actually need to carry my steering wheel every night to my living room and plug it into PlayStation 4 and just go through the Gran Turismo with wheel. So if you own a wheel, that's of course the obvious choice, but if you're using Gamepad, you're definitely not gonna get all the benefits what Gran Turismo Sport is gonna give to you. So controller is giving you a nice gameplay very precise and pretty hard gameplay, but it's nothing comparing to steering wheel. And yeah, that's the case in Gran Turismo Sport. You have to play it with the wheel, or not have to, but it's very good. Then I want to talk about a bit Project Cars 2 comparing to Gran Turismo Sport. Of course, those games are very different. Project Cars 2 is a simulator game, and Gran Turismo Sport is an arcade game, if you are comparing them very roughly together. So Project Cars 2, there is no near way to play it with controller. That's my opinion. It's only steering wheel game. Gran Turismo Sport you can play with Gamepad and enjoy that and practice that and become very good at that, and it's playable. But steering wheel is definitely the thing to go with Gran Turismo Sport. So if you're chasing the idea, shall I someday buy a steering wheel to my PlayStation 4? Maybe, maybe not. And you're definitely gonna buy Gran Turismo Sport, that will be the day to buy the steering wheel as well. That's my opinion. Of course you can disagree with my opinion, but that's my opinion, and I'm gonna play the game through with steering wheel, even though my original idea was to play it with controller and enjoy it as much as I can with beer and sit nicely to my couch. But that's not the case. I can't do that. But I'm still very exciting for Gran Turismo, and I'm waiting to get the final release on my hands. That's it for this episode. Thank you for watching. We're gonna see you the next time. Have a great day and bye bye.